Hello, hello, beautiful souls, and thank you for tuning in. If you are watching this, so I'm Amanda Cannon, the founder of Reclaim Your Divinity, and in this video, I'm going to talk to you about how I co-create with you to transcend your limitations by clearing, aligning, and activating you so that you can reclaim your divinity. So it is my sacred mission in this lifetime, in this earth right now, is to be in service to Creator. And I do that by helping humanity on their ascension journey to reclaim their divinity. So what does it actually mean to go on this journey? Well, when you bridge the gap between ego and ego stories and the truth of who you truly are, you can start to live in a connected state, connected to your inner being, your energy field, connected to your guides, your intuition. And you can truly begin to let go and live in a state of trust and surrender to the universe. So this living in this state, it allows things to start happening for you. You start to come into alignment with your higher self, your highest timeline. You know, all the synchronicities start to happen, your manifestations start coming into form. It really truly is a beautiful place to be in. And, you know, things, places, situations, people, they all just start lining up for you in your favor. Things start unfolding in your favor. And it just really is a place that you get to step into and fully embody living your own authentic truth, express your own authentic truth. And, you know, not only did things just start working out for you, but you begin to notice that even the challenging situations in life, because we all are going to experience challenge and contrast, it's how we grow and it's why we're here. But when we, you know, are presented with these challenging and contrasting situations, we have a whole different perspective towards them. You know, having this connection, this knowing that we're okay to surrender to the universe allows us to surrender to the moment, to the contrast unfolding. It allows you to just sit with it and know that it's going to pass, everything will be okay, because you do have that innate trust within you that everything is always working out with you. So you really develop this sense of peace that you can carry with you at all times, which is just truly beautiful. So reclaiming your divinity, it gives you the space to bring in this desired life, this desired way of being. And it allows you to raise your vibration so that you can go on the ascension journey with Mother Gaia. So I'm sure if you're watching this, you've probably heard of the New Earth, which is, you know, the mass awakening that's happening in Mother Gaia right now. Everybody is waking up to the truth of their divinity. And that is because Mother Gaia she's clearing her energy field. She is alchemizing her energy field and raising her vibration so that she can move into higher dimensions, 4D, 5D. And humanity is being called to do exactly the same, to alchemize our energy, call in more light, embodiment of the higher self, and raise our vibration and ascend to the 4D and 5D. So these higher dimensions, they do hold that high frequency. You know, and this high frequency, it allows you to see beyond the veil. It allows you to witness the universe in ways that we can't even fathom here in the 3D. And in order to go on this journey with Mother Gaia, to ascend, to pull in order to hold these higher frequencies so that we can go on this ascension journey, we need to clear out, we need to alchemize the dense energies in our field. You know, so what does it mean? What does it really mean for you to reclaim your divinity? So it means that you get to reconnect with your soul, your inner being, your God self. It means you get to tap into your soul's blueprint so that you can begin to know your truth, to really know your truth. It means you get to follow your intuition and guidance and express your truth accordingly. It means you get to remember your own unique experiences and talents and embody the truth of them. You get to activate from within you your own sacred inner wisdom, empowerment, and gifts. So I can sit here and say to you that you are creator, you are God, you are source energy. And I'm absolutely right. That is true. But what does that truly mean for you in your heart? What does that really mean for you? Because that means something different for everyone. And for me, it means I'm on this sacred journey to help humanity. Maybe that's the truth that I'm embodying, that my higher self, Eureka, is a very old, wise, galactic soul, mother of the universe. And she is helping me on my mission. She's here with me. Very high vibrational frequency. And, you know, we have all lived our own unique experiences over countless lifetimes in, you know, multiple star systems, dimensions, and alternate realities. And as such, we have created our own unique mission, purpose, and it's all in your own unique soul DNA, your soul blueprint. But how do you access this sacred information that's within you? How do you find this high vibrational state of being that allows you to feel connected and at peace? Well, it does start, like I said, we need to alchemize the energy, the dense energy that is keeping us in separation. So it starts with doing the inner work to transcend your own, often self-imposed limitations. So experiences in this lifetime and past lives, you know, they've created distortions in our belief systems that we carry these with us, often over multiple lifetimes, until those distortions are witnessed and alchemized, until they're given the space to be witnessed and alchemized. So we all experience some kind of level of trauma in our life, you know. Some experience, you know, relatively small levels of trauma in comparison to, you know, other larger levels of trauma, but really it is all relative to the person experiencing the trauma. But the bottom line is that we all have levels of trauma to work through. And so when we experience these traumatic episodes in our lifetime, which they can be anything from being picked on at school for wearing glasses, or, you know, mum and dad, they're beautiful people, but they're so busy working. They're always at work and they're not really here for me emotionally. Or maybe your parents fight and yell and scream a lot. And then maybe it is the more extreme cases of physical, emotional, and sexual abuse. And when we experience these traumatic events in our life, often repeating patterns all throughout our childhood, our inbuilt protective mechanism kicks in. And it says, hey, I don't ever want to feel how that made me feel again. That made me feel insignificant, unloved. It didn't make me feel safe. It made me feel uncomfortable, disgusting. I don't feel like I fit in. And, you know, all those uncomfortable feelings. And so ego decides to come up with a protective mechanism to keep us safe from feeling those things again. And then that could be a belief about ourselves or the world, which, you know, to protect us from feeling that again. And, you know, as a tiny baby, when we are born, in order to survive, we need to be loved and accepted. Because if we were to be left out in the cold, unloved, unfed, we would die. And so from the moment that we come into this world, we have an inbuilt protection mechanism within us to ensure that we are always loved and accepted, because rejection equals death. And so we, mold and bend ourselves to ensure that we are always loved and accepted from a young child. And we have this, the protection mechanism to help us do that. And, whilst we're children, that protective mechanism probably serves us well from protecting us, keeping us safe, keeping us emotionally stable. However, when we carry that into childhood and at 35, still avoiding, self-sabotaging even romantic connections, because at 5 years old we learned that loving relationships were actually toxic and hurtful, and that if I go into a loving relationship, I'm only going to get hurt. And so at 35, we're self-sabotaging every loving connection that comes in. Or maybe it was, I never lived up to my parents' standards. They always expected me to be high-performing, straight A+ student. And so as an adult, I just burn myself out, run myself to the ground, because everything in my life has to be perfect. Because if it's not perfect, then I'm going to be shamed and blamed and made to feel less than. And examples of these beliefs that we can carry with us into adulthood, they're endless. I could go on and on. But every time in childhood that we experience these episodes and create a belief, what we're actually doing is creating a gap between the truth of who we are, the energetic being of love and light, that, is the connection to your sovereignty, to creator, that you are creator. And it's just creating a gap of separation. And then as we continue on with these beliefs, these protective mechanisms, feeding them energy, in our adulthood, just feeding them energy with our thoughts, with still practicing the, actions and self-sabotage habits and whatever that feed that belief. We are just feeding that gap, making it bigger as we move through life. And we're moving through life making decisions on fear-based ego rather than from an intuitive, connected space, following the inner guidance of our inner being and living in a place of connectedness and peace and bliss. And so often we aren't even aware that this is happening. Or maybe you become aware of it, but you don't know how to stop letting it control your life. And the work that you need to do is to transcend these beliefs layer by layer, chipping away at them. And so what we need to do is to do the inner work to transcend these limiting beliefs, layer by layer, chipping away at them. And by doing this, it means that we can no longer let them control us. We can have control over them. And we can clear out the density of our field, making room for love and peace and light and your higher self. And this is the work that I do. So 95% of the time, clients come to me with a pressing issue, a pressing limitation that they need to transcend. And they will share with me what they believe the root cause of it is. However, when we dive into the subconscious mind, it can be quite surprising what actually comes up. And this is why hypnotherapy is such a powerful tool for getting to the root cause of the limitations in our belief system. And, these limitations, they could be presenting to you as imposter syndrome, people pleasing, feeling undeserving, unworthy, not good enough, substance abuse or misuse, food addiction, all kinds of arrays of different ways that these beliefs play out. They can create a lack mindset, self-hatred, self-sabotage, always putting our needs last. And so the subconscious mind, it houses all of our experiences from this life and our past lives across all dimensions and realities. It houses your cellular memory, your soul's DNA. It houses the information that was used to create the universe. It houses the answers to all of your questions, all of them. And it is so smart that it will only bring up what you are ready to receive. So what I do is I use hypnotherapy techniques to access your subconscious mind and wisdom, your memories. And by doing this, I give you access to really deep understanding of yourself. And I combine this simultaneously with intuitive energy healing. And this is a really powerful combination because it is giving you psychological understanding. So this is the tangible. This is what you get to play with. You understand your shadow self. You give your shadow self a space to be witnessed, loved, and held. And then while simultaneously working with the unseen, the energetics in the quantum field to help you to alchemize all the energy that is associated with the memories that we are processing and accessing. So what I am actually able to do is to tap into your energy field and clear it. My physical vessel actually acts as the conduit to alchemize your energy for you. And so this combination, it really does wipe the slate clean. Or an analogy that I like to use, and you've probably heard before, is the hard drive. So our mind, our belief system, our cellular programming is the hard drive. And when we can bring the belief, the energy associated with it to the surface, alchemize it, we then have space, have a clean hard drive to install a new operating system, a new program, a new belief system. And so I'm able to assist you with the installation of your new programming in a couple of ways. So firstly, I'm able to call in channeled light codes and activations that you're ready to receive as a result of the clearing that you have done in session with me. And the codes that I call in, they are the frequency and language of the universe. These codes, they are channeled from high vibrational beings from all over the galaxy, as well as ascended masters. So it's channeling the energy of these people, these beings that I work with, I work with dragon energy, Isis, Mary Magdalene, Jesus, connected to the Rose lineage. And by channeling all of these high frequencies, these high vibrations from these masters who are dedicated to helping humanity rise, it assists in activating within you the remembrance of your own sovereign Christ consciousness. The remembrance that the kingdom of God or Creator lies within you, within your heart. It is all there in your DNA, in your electrons, in your cells. That all of your spiritual gifts and abilities are already there in your DNA, just waiting to be activated through this remembrance. And these codes that I call in, they are a healing and activating quantum technology that bypasses the human understanding, the human mind. It communicates directly with your energy blueprint, your soul's DNA, to help you on your journey to remembrance. And so the second way that I support you in installing the new program is if you book a hypnotherapy session with me. In this session, what I will do is create a bespoke, transformational, personalized meditation for you to listen to, for you to take away. And this meditation is backed to high vibrational music, meditation music, to help raise your energy field. And it is filled with wisdom, words of empowerment, your own words of empowerment that you have given me in our session, the words that you really need to hear, to listen to daily, to install this new belief, to really wire it in. And you listen to it for 21 days or longer, because it takes 21 days to, create the new habit. And so why me? Why choose me to help you on your journey to reclaim your divinity? Many people have gone on this journey, and there are many, many beautiful people out there helping others on this journey. And it is that we have all come here for these people who feel called to be a leader in this journey, to be a new earth leader, a bringer of change. We have done so with sort of prearranged contracts. And there are people out there that I am destined to work with, who are destined to work with me, because our energies, we've already agreed to it. And so if I resonate with you, and if this really resonates with you, there's a good chance that you're one of those people. And so, it's all well and good to say that, but also what experience do I have to help you? And that is, I lived most of my life completely asleep. When I was a child, I very much developed protective mechanisms from the word go in the womb. And I do remember being connected as a child, but, it didn't last very long. And so I spent most of my life asleep, starting with the substances from a very young age, like 12 years old or something, I think. And, was doing that up until the time that I fell pregnant at 31 years of age. And when I fell pregnant, well, then I had to stop the partying, stop the numbing, stop the, not facing any of my emotions or anything, and deal with reality, deal with the fact that I was about to become a mum. And because I had turned off the Band-Aid, turned off the protective mechanism, all of my emotions started to come up for processing, and it was really, really overwhelming. And, fast forward a couple of years, and, I was a mum of 2 under 2, living in high levels of anxiety to the point of panic attacks. And I was extremely overwhelmed. I had absolutely no control over my emotions. I've been hot-headed my entire life. Like, even I remember in my early 20s at work, my leader pulled me inside and she's like, you're very animated. You're very like I can get really mad and talk like this. And it was just, I wasn't able to control my triggers, and I didn't realize it at the time, but I was being triggered left, right, and center in life. Things would get my nervous system going all the time, and I had no control over it. And then, I really wanted to be a gentle parent, like a conscious parent, this loving, supportive parent that let my child be free and experience the world and explore themselves. But I was like, I read all the books, I had all the techniques, but I couldn't control the emotions. And it was from there that I basically lost it, like just melted down, bawling my eyes out. And then I took the kids for a drive one day to get them to go to sleep. And they'd fallen asleep, and I'm listening to podcasts, a gentle parenting podcast. And I realized that there was a subliminal message in what they were talking about in their philosophy. And that was the spiritual journey. The message, everything that they were conveying was that of the spiritual journey. And I heard my soul for like the first time consciously. And it said, you need to walk the path of enlightenment. And I was like, what? Where did that come from? What does that mean? You know, I went home and I'm like, all right, I've got to walk the path of enlightenment. And I started Googling, searching, and I was like, that's it. I'm on this awakening journey, and it was just so strong and within me. I'm like, I need to do all this. And this is it. This is so true. It was like, not like, oh, what is this? This is just like, this is truth. This is my truth. And from that moment, I have been like full blown dedicated to firstly just getting on the spiritual journey with meditation and yoga and those sorts of things, just to get me connected with my body, to get me, you know, just starting to get familiar with escaping the overthinking mind for a little bit in meditation, and, you know, just getting acquainted with myself. And from there, it became the healing journey. How do I heal? And then that led into the hypnotherapy, myself receiving a lot of hypnotherapy, working with spiritual mentors to help me heal. And then I start to feel the energy. I started getting, could feel the chakras opening up as I would clear a block. And during yoga, I would clear massive blocks and just so much energy releasing. I just had, it's amazing how much of this built up energy I must have had. And then, you know, that eventually led to the Kundalini rising, which if anyone has experienced that, well, that's going to move through and clear out a lot of energy as well. And that, you know, led to a year of purging, an entire year of purging, allowing the Kriyas, the Kundalini energy to move through my body and clear out my field. And, you know, it was quite an accelerated journey. It is an accelerated journey. I'm still on it because, you know, I was ready for it. I am ready for it. It's been activated within me. You know, then also, of course, the light language, the energy healing, the light language, all of that sort of came with the Kundalini. And, you know, it's because this is my mission. This is my sacred mission to help others in this way, that it's all just coming on very, very quickly. And there's a lot of people that this is happening to, a lot of people, probably including you. And whatever your purpose is, if you're watching this, you probably have you are being called very strongly to go on this same journey so that you can create this new heaven on earth, this ascension into the 4D and 5D. We are all on this journey together. You know, I sought help from others on my journey. I still do. I still work with a healer. And, you know, most of us need help on this journey. If we're feeling really called to accelerate it, we need help. Sometimes we don't. If you're single or just, you know, don't have kids, you probably have a lot more time to dedicate to it. If you're one of the mamas watching, you're probably a little bit stretched for time. And that's why going to somebody else to help you can really, really help accelerate the process. And so the services that I offer, they include energy clearing and balances with the light language, the light code activation, past life healings to help you, you know, clear timelines, to reconnect with your gifts, and then hypnotherapy sessions to really get into the psychology of it. Like I said, in the hypnotherapy sessions, I do the energy healing as well. And then, you know, my favorite thing to do is to work with you on a more ongoing sort of basis for an agreed upon time between myself and you. That the reason I really like working with people ongoing is because I get to see the unfolding. We get to be on this journey together. We create a sacred container. We sit in ceremony and we create a container, setting intentions for the container. And it's just a beautiful space that we work through over the designated time and really get into the layers, working through those layers. It's not just one session. We work through the layers using all of my services, the past life stuff, the hypnotherapy, the energy healing, the light codes, all of that. So they are the services that I offer. And right now I do have 33% off for about until 6 p.m. tomorrow. So if you're interested in that, please do let me know. And it's been an absolute pleasure to share all this with you. Thank you so much for listening. Hope you have a wonderful day, morning, night, whatever time it is when you watch this. Bye.